students, faculty, and staff. I'm Shadonna Gorm, your host for Beneath the Surface, and today I have with me Miss Winston-Salem State candidate Jasmine Davis. How you doing today, Jasmine?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
I see you down your competition shirt. You're a cheerleader?
I was, yes.
Oh, okay, that's good. So why do you want to be Miss Winston-Salem State University?
I want to be Miss Winston-Salem State University because I simply just want to give back to the campus and the community and, of course, to the students here in general because I've been here for 3 years. I'm a junior, about to be a senior, so I've seen so many things and seen people go through so many things that without us really knowing what they're going through, and I really want to cater to that as well because I just want everybody here on campus just to be great in general. So.
Well, what is your campaign mission statement, and how does it merge with what you want to contribute as Miss Winston-Salem State?
My statement is unlocking greatness. Basically, that's what I just stated. I want to give back to the university, to the community, and to the students as well to allow them to use the resources that we have here on campus to be great.
Well, how do you qualify for the position?
Like I said, I've been here for 3 years, and I've just seen things, got some great advice from faculty and students, past alumni as well, like Vanity, who was my miss when I was a freshman here. So just listening and keying in on what the key issues are here on campus.
What are some issues you see on campus, and how do you plan to better them if you are the next Miss Winston-Salem State?
The main issue that I see on campus is the calf food. A lot of people really can't deal with the cat food. Like me personally, I don't like eating burgers and french fries every other day. So me personally, I know Lowe's Foods and Food Line, they do sponsorships for universities. They do it for NC State and Wake Forest and things like that. So I really want to bring that incentive here to the university, and people have to be willing to put in that work. I'm one of those people who's willing to put in that work to make that happen.
So what is the first thing that you're going to implement if you do win?
Well, if I do win, like I said, I'll be working over the summer on that Lowe's Foods because, like I said, that is a big issue here, and I want that to be implemented as soon as people get here on campus.
Okay. So what makes you different from the past 3 Miss Winston-Salem States University?
Those past 3 ladies, they did a phenomenal job, of course, and of course I want to be like my predecessors. I just really feel like people really value a genuine person in office. Not saying they weren't genuine, but a really genuine person who's really been through things. Like being from Rocky Mount, it wasn't the best area to grow up in. Like I've seen a lot of terrible things happen to different people. So I feel like we need more diversity. Like a queen, they say that a queen, can be anybody. And I feel like that I'm this first step to really show that people can just be who they are and come from many different backgrounds. You don't have to have a silver spoon in your mouth and all of that to be who you are and still be great and come out of where you came from.
Very true. So, do you think you'll be able to compare or do better than your predecessors?
I really hope I can. Of course, I'm going to stick to my plans, and of course, I'm going to listen to the students and the faculty and the advice that they give me, and hopefully I can measure up. They were great, so, you always want to do better and continue on. So that's what I plan on doing, is to continue on and go up, because last year was a great year, so I want to continue on with that.
Many students do not vote on campus. What do you think is the problem with voting?
I really feel like that students in general possibly just don't care. However, it is up to the candidates to really push for them to actually vote. Like I've told people who said, oh, I'm not going to vote because I really don't care. I was like, well, why don't you care? They was like, it really doesn't matter to me because it's not going to affect me. And I was like, this is going to affect you because of this, this, and this, giving different reasons of how it would affect them. And if it's like, it's kind of like the presidential elections. You can't complain about who you put in office if you didn't vote. So it's like, and I'll personally be like, I'll vote for you. Give me your information, I'll vote for you. I mean, it's not in the rules where I can't just sit there and vote for you, but I'll let you know who's running, what they stand for and what I stand for. And if you still feel like, you don't want to vote, then, I mean, that's your personal preference, but I always explain to people how important it is to vote on campus.
It is. So, also many students feel like the voting process is based off popularity and not qualifications. Do you feel like this is true?
I do to a certain extent because we do have a process where we have to go through. We do have to go through an application process, an interview process, and then of course the campaigning and then the showcase, which is next week. And this process, they just don't put anybody out there to campaign. You have to pass the application process. You have to pass the interview process. And most people really actually don't pass those processes. So it's just a process. So it is based off of certain qualifications, but the campaign portion, the portion that people actually see, is based off of popularity, if that makes sense.
So what is the interviewing process like?
The interview process is actually very nerve-wracking. You sit in front of faculty and some students who hold a very certain position. It's like a U shape, and you're sitting dead in the middle, and they just ask you questions that they really want to know about the campus, about yourself. How would you do this? How would you reach out to the community? Things of that nature. It's really nerve-wracking, but it's best to go in there and be yourself and give your honest answer.
Do you have anything else to add about your campaign or about why you feel like you should be?
I mean, I'm more of a personable person. I like to really interact with people, and that's what I've been doing. I like to, know your name, shake your hand, go to your room, like eat your neck half. So me saying anything here is like, yeah, they'll watch it, but I would like to actually go out there and meet these people who I hope would vote for me and I hope to see on campus, because that's just the type of individual that I am. That's how I grew up. I don't want other people to tell people how I am. Yeah, that's great. You can spread the word. However, I would more do the hands-on approach. I want to be the one handing you a cupcake or the candy or giving you a cup or something like that. That's just my approach.
Well, before we go, tell the people what day they can vote and how they can vote.
Okay, everybody can vote April 6th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. online. You'll get an email sent to you, and there's a link from OrgSync, and you just log in using your email address and your banner ID.
Thanks for watching another edition of Beneath the Surface. Until next time, I'm your host, Shadonna Gorham.